Blog Talk Radio.
Well, hello, and welcome back to the Tiddas That Care Network. My name is Tiddas, and I'm the host of this program. Well, thank you for each and every one of you that has tuned in for today's program. You know, we have been doing this program now for 10 years, and we're so excited about the amazing individuals that we're able to interview on our program. We have 10 hosts now for the Tiddas That Care Network, and in 2020, we're going to be adding 10 more to our program. So I hope that you check them out at tiddas.care.com. Well, today's amazing guest, you know, we had some technical problems to begin with, so I do apologize to any of our listeners that were tuning in a little bit earlier, but we are going to be talking with her and getting this program off to a great start. Marley Silva is my amazing guest today, and I can't wait to get to know her at the same time all of you are. So, Marley, welcome to the program.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Well, I'm excited to have you. And would you mind spending some time here sharing with us who you are?
Yeah, so my name is Marley Silva. You can probably tell from my accent that I'm Australian. I'm calling in from Sydney, Australia. I'm a proud Gamilaroi and Dunghutti woman. Those are two Aboriginal tribes of the state of New South Wales in Australia. And I guess what I do is I've dedicated my whole life to lifting the voices of my fellow Aboriginal women through a social media page that I started called Tiddas for Tiddas, which is on Instagram and Facebook, and is also a podcast. And Tidda means sister. It's an Aboriginal slang word for that. And essentially what we do is share the stories of women who otherwise don't get heard and really celebrate them and try and show everyone why they should be excited about our culture and our people too.
Oh, I love it. And this week was a big week for you. You were mentioning before the program. Share with us a little bit about that.
June 6th, which was just this past Sunday, is Australia's national holiday. It's referred to in quite a few different ways. For some people, it is Australia Day, but for my community, we call it either Invasion Day or Survival Day because January 26, 1788 is when the first fleet from Britain actually sailed into Sydney and claimed that Australia was theirs. So it's a really tough time for our community. I think in an American context, it's almost like the equivalent of Columbus Day for Native American communities. It's very much tied to colonialism. And because of that, there's a big debate in our country around having that date changed so we can all celebrate the country as one and not feel upset. So it's been a really big week. When you do have a bit of a profile in the Aboriginal community, this is the time when mainstream media reaches out to you. And so I've been doing lots and lots of interviews, which is great to be able to raise my voice in that way. But yeah, it's been a huge week. I feel like I'm going to be recovering most of this week now.
Well, I bet. You know, that sounds amazing because I did not realize when we were booking this program with you that you had so much going on. So, you know, I really appreciate you spending the time with us today just to, you know, share with us what you're doing.
It's my pleasure. It's I'm so lucky that, you know, I've been on this journey with Tiddas for Tiddas for only 18 months and being able to connect with people not only all over the country of Australia, but now internationally too, that's a real privilege.
Well, we're really excited. You know, the Tiddas That Care is all about providing a platform for amazing women like yourself to share what you're doing. And it sounds like you're doing the same thing. And I'm absolutely honored to have you on our program. So tell me a little bit about your podcast that you're doing. Yeah,
so I have now recorded 2 seasons of my podcast, which is also named Tiddas for Tiddas. The first episode of season 2 dropped on Sunday as well. And what I do in that podcast is have candid conversations quite similar to this with really incredible Indigenous women from all different contexts, from actresses to human rights activists to sports people, and we just kind of talk about their lives, their stories, and it's so amazing. They're always so generous and offer a lot of advice and life experience to help the next generation and any woman who kind of listens to them. So yeah, it's I never thought I'd end up with a podcast, but I absolutely love it. I just love, you know, having conversations and being able to tell stories in that way.
Well, and that's the part that I found just absolutely amazing when a couple of minutes ago, I was telling you, I was trying to find a whole bunch of information on you, and I couldn't do that. And then when you mentioned, okay, I've got this page on Facebook and I've got the Instagram, I'm like, this is amazing. You know, you've got a lot of information just on these areas. So you must spend quite a bit of time then finding these amazing women, interviewing them, and how else are you supporting them in the community?
So because I guess when I started this, we never had an intention for it to be what it was. Like I just hoped that it'd be a nice, happy Instagram page that would be my little side hobby, and I'd be able to talk to women, you know, whenever I had the chance. But now it's grown so much that we've had to really reassess kind of over the Christmas, New Year's break what our 2020 would look like. And so we're really excited this year to be launching for school programs and going out in the community and working with young women in particular to empower them and for them to help them find their own voices as well. So that'll kind of be the next arm of this journey. And it's ridiculous, but I keep forgetting about this. I have actually just written a debut novel about the women who've inspired me throughout this last 18 months. So that's going to come out later in the year too, and there'll be more opportunities for us to connect with community on the ground that way too.
Oh, I love that. And I can't wait to hear more about that, because we'd love to share that on the Divas That Care and with all of our tribe around the world.
Awesome.
Well, it would be absolutely great. So tell me, do you do this all by yourself, or do you have some individuals that assist you in this?
So I started it with my younger sister. So it's the two of us, two sisters. It's all about sisters, so that's great. And admittedly, she's still a student at university, so her time and ability to kind of put too much in this is a little bit limited, but she's more my sounding board than anything else. When I've got ideas I need to run by her, she helps me kind of articulate those, but I guess I do most of the writing and the interacting with women and kind of seeking them out for interviews and things like that. So it's a lot. It actually means that at the end of last year, I resigned from my full-time job to take this on full-time. So it's a big leap of faith, but it's also really exciting.
Oh, I think that's amazing. Good for you, because it's a lot. It's a big undertake to be able to do something like this, and this is a huge cause. Can I ask you if this is a nonprofit organization? What kind of organization would it be?
So as it stands, there's not a lot of finance that happens at all, but we are in the process of being registered as a non-profit, and that's the intention. We're looking to get sponsorship for our school programs so we can travel, but it'll be just go straight back into that program so we can reach more and more girls all across the country.
I love that. That's absolutely inspiring. You know, what we try to do here at the Divas That Care is that we try to help you connect with the people that can support you in those endeavors too. So hopefully one of our listeners out there will be able to contact you to help you with this, because I love what you're doing. It is really important to be able to get out there and use your voice for positive change. And you know what? You're definitely doing that.
Thank you so much. It's it's a real honor to get to do what I do.
Well, it sounds like so much fun. And I noticed that, you were mentioning that you have a really great podcast. Can you give the station name or where they can get a hold of your podcast so our listeners can go and listen to it?
Yeah, so the podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, basically anywhere you can get podcasts, you should be able to find it. And I guess a lot of the time people don't really understand how Tiddas is spelt, or how Tiddas for Tiddas is spelt. So it's Tiddas, then a number 4, and then Tiddas. So if you just search that anywhere in any podcast app, you should be able to find it. Otherwise, it's also, because it's produced by an Australian women's media network, they help me out. They're called Mamma Mia. So if you went to www.mamamia.com.au/podcast, then you'd also be able to find it there.
Perfect. And what I'm going to do for all of our listeners is I'm going to be posting that on all of our social media links so that you can go and check that out. I think it's really important for all of you to check out this amazing cause that she is doing. I just absolutely think it's fantastic. I'm going through it and I'm looking at all these beautiful pictures that you've posted. You've got an amazing Instagram account that I think everybody should go check out. But it's just the interviews in general and the awareness that you're getting out there that I think is very inspiring.
Yeah, it is amazing. Probably the thing that brings me the most joy is the messages we get from different women from all different backgrounds who kind of let us know what the page means to them or what they've learnt from it. I had quite a few non-Indigenous people message us over the weekend because of January 26, just saying that the education we've provided in the last week has really opened their eyes to the situation and attitudes from our community, and they feel really changed and inspired by it. And then on the other side, I've had Aboriginal women tell me when they've been ashamed of their culture or their identity in the past, because in Australia, sometimes, for the most part, we are forced to face some not nice attitudes in broader parts of Australian society. People have perspectives of what Aboriginal people are like. So they've been ashamed to say that they are Aboriginal. And now because we're showing how amazing people in the community are and what culture can mean and how it can help us succeed, they feel so much more confident in themselves. And those are the messages that mean a lot to me. And I guess at the end of the day, I'm trying to do, just share the positivity.
You know what? I'm so sorry that, that is even in today's society that people have to go through that. And, it's amazing that we have to still have these conversations. And I'm so happy that you're able to do that. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to post as much of this as I can throughout our social media. And to get the awareness out, especially with us not being in Australia, my podcast in general is from Canada, and but our listeners are throughout North America and the rest of the world. So we definitely want to get that information to as many people as possible, because that's what it's about, is showcasing and sharing that information with as many people as we can.
Thank you so much.
Well, I want to thank you. This has been fantastic. I'm honored to have you on the program. I know that you've got to be tired after this amazing week of yours. Can you share with our listeners, probably people ask you this all the time, how are you able to, balance your life? How are you able to do the things that you want to do in order to keep it real for yourself?
Yeah, I feel like that's a continuous journey, trying to, balance things when you are doing something that you're so passionate about. And in a lot of ways, it's kind of my purpose is doing this work. So it's really hard for me to slow down and put myself and my own energy levels first a lot of the time. But over the last couple of years, the way that I've been able to make it through is, by surrounding yourself with people who understand and also who respect you enough to be able to go and kind of call you out and say, hey, have you been looking after yourself? Like, you look really tired. Maybe you should take a day off, and that sort of stuff. Just by building that network of people who you can talk to about stuff and who will also make you go out to dinner with them, or when you've been inside for too long and things like that. That's the key for me.
Oh, I can definitely. That is great advice. One of the things I want to ask you is that if there's any listeners today that are wanting to start a cause, what kind of advice would you give them?
I think that if you're looking to start something, there's a few kind of key questions you need to ask yourself. Is what is your main goal? How much energy do you feel you can put behind it, and who will support you? And if you can answer all of those really clearly, and it's a cause that you wake up and think about first thing in the morning every day and go to sleep thinking about it too, nothing is impossible. That's really the key to being able to do it, because it's going to be hard and you have to put in a lot of yourself and a lot of time. So if you know that you have what it takes and you have that level of that depth of desire to do it, you should be fine.
I love that. Wonderful advice. Thank you so much for sharing that. I want to ask you one more thing, Marley. Is there anything that you would love to share with us, something that's happened this past week or anything that's coming up with our listeners today?
Oh gosh, yeah, it's been a really, really huge week. I had my first ever experience on live TV Sunday morning, so that was a massive highlight. And as much as I was talking before how, the broader Australia society, it can be quite harsh on us in this week and in the lead up to that day, I was so pleasantly surprised to see how it seems that people's attitudes are changing. And we had so many Australians from so many different backgrounds supporting us and showing us that they really care about our voices too. So I'm feeling really great and hopeful. And sometimes I think all of us, no matter where we are, can feel like the world's a bit crazy at the moment, and it can be a bit dire. So it was so nice to be able to come out of it. And I'm really hopeful for what's coming. And I just know that the average person is really, really good, and we're going to be okay. So that's where I'm at. And I guess that's a nice, happy thought to kind of leave it on.
I love that. That's a beautiful thought. And it leads into an amazing 2020 that I think we're all going to have. So thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And one thing that, I'm going to be interested in talking to you about is that I know that your book is scheduled to release in July of 2020. And the novel you said is called My Tiddas, My Sister?
Yes.
Well, we're excited about that. And I hope that when your book releases, you'll come back on and share a little bit about your book with all of us.
That would be amazing. I'd love to.
Oh, that'd be awesome. And again, I want to thank you so much. I know that you've had such a busy week, and, thank you so much for coming on the Divas That Care today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a real pleasure.
Oh, it was a pleasure for me also. And I want to thank all of our amazing listeners, too. Thank you so much for tuning into the Divas That Care. And, we get this opportunity to talk with amazing women like Marley. And I hope that you take this program, because we do record all of our programs so that you can share this with as many family and friends as you can. Our listenership now, we are actually listened to in 30 countries around the world. So we're very excited about that. And it's because of all of you supporting us for the last 10 years. So thank you so much. And please go out and check out all of the things that Marley's doing. She is such an inspirational woman, and I know that each and every one of you is going to go out there and follow her and get to know her better. I hope that all of you have an amazing day and that you do something kind for somebody out there. Until next time, everybody, bye-bye for now.